So, you've done it. You've put in the years, you've climbed the mountain, and you've reached a level of financial success that most people only dream about. But here's the thing, and it's a big one. Winning the game is one thing. Keeping the prize? That's a whole different challenge. So today, we're going to break down exactly how you can protect and, of course, grow the wealth you've worked so hard to build.
And man, this quote really gets to the heart of it. See, with success comes a whole new set of risks, and they are subtle. It's not the obvious stuff that gets you. It's that quiet creep of overconfidence, or maybe just some bad advice from the wrong person that can unravel everything. The truth is, the skills that got you here, they're not the same skills that are going to keep you here.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We'll start by really defining this new challenge you're facing. Then, we'll look at the two main paths you can take from here. We're going to arm you with a super important 5-question test to keep you safe, and we'll wrap up with the single most important rule for holding on to your wealth. Let's dive in.
All right, first up, the Achievers Challenge. Like we said, you've already won the game. The real question now is, how do you make sure you don't lose the prize?
If you're watching this, chances are you're what we like to call an Achievin Steven. You know, you're debt-free, you're crushing it in your career, and you're finally enjoying the good life. Maybe it's the nice house, the overseas holidays you always talked about. By pretty much every measure, you've made it.
But here's the thing. With this new level comes new dangers. That feeling of overconfidence can make a really risky investment look like a sure thing. Market swings, they just hit harder when you have more to lose. And, this is a big one, you'll find tons of advisors who are happy to manage your money, but not all of them, believe me, will have your best interests at heart. One bad move can be seriously costly.
And all of this, well, it leads you to a major fork in the road. You are now faced with two very different paths for growing your wealth, and the choice you make right here, it's absolutely critical.
So, what are the options? Well, on one side, you can hire a professional guide, a financial advisor, a wealth manager, to handle all the complexities for you. On the other side, you can become the DIY adventurer, taking direct, hands-on control of your own investments. Now, there's no single right answer here. It really all depends on your knowledge, how much time you have, and frankly, how willing you are to learn.
Okay, so let's dig into that first option, going with a professional. This path is all about partnering up with an expert to guide your journey. If you go this route, the process is actually pretty straightforward. First, you got to do your homework. You can use a site like the FSCA to find properly vetted wealth managers. Then, schedule a few meetings, think of it like an interview to compare their fees and their strategies. Once you pick someone, you set clear, concrete goals like, I want to aim for an 8% return each year. After that, it's just about checking in on your portfolio together every quarter or so. So what does a professional portfolio actually look like? Well, it's all about diversification. A manager might put, say, 50% in global stocks, 30% in local ones, maybe 15% in bonds to keep things stable, and then a little 5% slice in something like REITs, which is just a way to invest in property without buying a building. It's a balanced approach designed to manage your risk. All right, now let's flip the coin and look at path number 2, doing it yourself. This is all about empowerment, taking back control, and basically becoming your own financial advisor. Look, the DIY path is way more accessible than you might think. You can open an account on a platform like Easy Equities in like a day. From there, you just fund it and build a really simple portfolio, usually focusing on low-cost ETFs. What are those? Just think of them as big baskets of stocks or bonds. A really smart move here is to max out any tax-advantaged accounts you have. Then you just track it and rebalance once a year, which just means tweaking things back to your original plan. Simple.
Now, a sample DIY portfolio might look a little different, right? It's often simpler and really focused on keeping costs as low as humanly possible. So you might go heavier on those low-cost global ETFs, say 70%, with a smaller chunk in local stocks and bonds. You still get that broad diversification, but you skip the high management fees.
Okay, and this brings us to what might be the most important part of this whole conversation. Section 5, the 5-question test. Whether you hire a pro or you just get some advice from time to time, this is your toolkit for knowing who you can actually trust with your money.
Question number 1. And honestly, if you only ask one question, please make it this one. You have to ask, what is the total expense ratio, or TER, of this investment? So what the heck is a TER? Think of it as the annual percentage of your investment that gets eaten up by all the fees. Management fees, admin costs, you name it.
All those little hidden charges get bundled into this one single crucial number.
And the impact? It's absolutely staggering. A fee that sounds small, like 2 or 3% a year, which is pretty common in some funds, it's devastating. Over decades, a fee that high can literally cut in half the potential value of your wealth. It is a silent killer for your money.
Now, compare that to a low-cost ETF, which often has a fee of just 0.3 to 0.6%. See the difference? By keeping that cost down, you keep so much more of your own money working for you, which just supercharges your growth over the long term. It's a no-brainer.
But the test doesn't stop there. You've got 4 more quick questions. Ask them. How do you get paid? Are you getting a commission for selling me this thing? Next, how does this investment specifically help me reach my goals? Then, what are the real risks and expected returns here, based on data, not just hype? And finally, can you please give me a written plan? A good advisor will have clear, direct answers for all of these.
Look, you gotta trust your gut here. If you get answers that are vague or full of confusing jargon, or you feel a really hard push for a high-fee product without a rock-solid reason why it's better, that's a huge red flag. It's time to walk away.
And all of that leads us right to our final and maybe most important point today. Your money, your responsibility. This is the ultimate takeaway from everything we've talked about.
You just have to remember, even the most well-meaning advisors, they're running a business. They have sales targets to hit, they might earn commissions. They have their own business goals, but it's your money earned through your sweat and your sacrifice. It is your future on the line, not theirs.
When it all comes down to it, it really boils down to this one simple truth. No one will ever care about your money as much as you do. Whether you decide to hire a guide or you walk the path alone, you can never forget that the final responsibility for your financial future rests squarely on your shoulders. So protect it.